Yo, what's up, guys? The Insane Gang Freak here. And I want to talk to you guys today about PSN and the increase of prices for the online services that they kind of like hid in the shadows of their newest updates for stuff because, that's how we do it. So let's kind of get into it. So for those who don't know, they recently announced. Well, it's kind of announced in the sense that PlayStation has mentioned it out there for the public to see, but hasn't formally came out with some type of statement. It's just kind of well, PSN is going up in price. I think it's only going up about $5 for. I think it's $10 more for the yearly price, and then $5 more for the monthly / 3-month price. And obviously people are getting up in arms about, oh, well, they're not offering an increase to better services, Sony. How could you do this? And I think people have forgotten that this is what happens. And as someone who never paid for PlayStation Plus on the PlayStation 3 and doesn't own a PlayStation 4, I'm not really surprised. I actually knew this was coming because it was kind of obvious. The moment you allow this to be a thing, to be charged by companies for higher prices, and you, through all the bullshit, still kept giving them money, they have learned that at that point in time, they can get away with anything. And this was a problem from the 360 era. Well, not even the 3... I think they were charging for online as early as the original Xbox. I mean, I know PlayStation and GameCube had their pseudo online shots in the dark, but the real online service was Xbox Live, which I believe was a thing during the Xbox generations when it actually started. And here's my whole thing with this, is that people are acting like they're outraged, but the thing is that this is going to be a problem. And this is what I understand. People want to act like, oh, well, you're not offering us any good value. But paying for online and gaming was a ripoff to begin with, and people want to act like it's not. I don't understand why that mentality is there. It's oh, well, we're paying for a service. So you're paying for a service that you're already paying for the service to. People are going to sit here and always tell me that, oh, it's justified to pay for online. I will never agree with that statement because it never will be. Even, I don't care who's offering a paid online service, it's never justified to make me pay for online in gaming when there's no other industry that makes me do that. There's no other industry that requires me to pay for online except for gaming. And some of you might go, well, oh no, because if you buy a PC, you have to pay for online. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. It's not like I have to pay a paywall through my PC to use the online I'm paying for. If I got Comcast, I don't have to pay my PC provider. I don't have to pay Dell or HP or whatever the fuck. And then also pay the fucking, cable provider, in this case Comcast. I don't have Comcast, I'm just using Comcast as an example. To use my fucking system. Gaming is the only thing that makes you do that. Even phones don't make you do that. And some of you say, well, no, because you have your data plans. Yeah, but you can use Wi-Fi. And Wi-Fi in most places are free. Even if you had, but here's the difference. If you use Wi-Fi on a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, guess the fuck what? You still gotta pay to access Wi-Fi. A free fucking service in most public places or in people's houses and shit. That's what fucking kills me. Gaming is the only avenue of entertainment that I have to pay for online on top of, I have to pay through my console provider before I can even get online. At least, and they don't even offer any plans. It's okay, so you got me spending $400 or $300 for a console. Then I gotta pay you to buy the games, and then I also got, and if you've noticed, things have gotten shittier when it comes to gaming because they've made it more and more likely to forcing you to upgrade. I'll give you an example. Fucking, when it comes to the consoles this generation, oh, well, you have 500 gigabytes of storage, and oh, you can get a 1 terabyte model, and people act oh, the Wii U's internal memory was shit. Yeah, but the Wii U's internal memory didn't require you to install games. fucking both of those consoles do. So even if you want to sit here and throw the gambit of, oh, but they're offering you a decent amount of storage, and then you find out like almost most games are like 30 to 50 gigs in downloads. Also, when you realize that you're not really, when you buy a physical version of a PlayStation 4 game, really the disc is just a key where they're just downloading the real game from the fucking server. AKA, why the fuck are you paying for a disc at that point? I'm spending $60 and literally all I'm getting is like this physical code. It's like literally like those paper code keys you can buy in a store that you literally just type in the code once and it just downloads. That's literally what the disc has become for those two consoles. So when I hear about this bullshit with PSN, I'm like, well, it's a thing that was a problem before and you waited until it became annoying to even start really bitching about it. It also doesn't make any sense because people who are bitching about it now are still going to fucking pay for it now. And actually, people are going to pay for it earlier because they want to get it before the price change. Meaning Sony is not only going to get the same amount, get a more money from the increased price, they're going to get an influx of money because of the people who are trying to get in their shit before the damn change happens. And then people want to act like that this shit was okay to begin. This shit was never okay. The PlayStation 3 was the best option to me in terms of online gaming. You gave me a free option and a pay option. You didn't force me to play for free because it's a stupid concept. It's the only concept that the industry for some reason has slowly but surely become so accepting to the point where Nintendo fans are like, I don't mind paying for online. Why the fuck not? People don't like mandatory installs, and guess what? That'll become a thing too. None of these things, the Wii U to me has shown that half of those things don't have to happen. They're going to happen because the industry doesn't care about them anymore. And it'll just be another way you get fucked in the ass that you won't mind until way later. Like way later it'll become an issue. And some of you would say, and here's the argument that most people use, and it's the reason why people would throw this back as a counter argument. Well, most fans of Nintendo would say that online isn't required, it's just a part of the gaming experience. Yes, but considering how integral the internet has become a part of everything, online is just as important as like normal single player gaming. Single player gaming to me will always take precedent over multiplayer, but online is just as much as important. It's like a 60-40 split at this point. 60-40, maybe 70-30, but probably like 60-40, maybe even 55-45% split. The point is that online gaming has become just as fucking important. And considering there is no other industry that makes me pay for online on top of paying for online, it's fucking stupid. It's like I pay Netflix to use Netflix, and then I gotta pay Sony fucking money. Granted, I guess Xbox would have been an example. Before the update they did, Xbox, I had to pay Xbox money just to get to the Netflix that I pay money for to use the fucking internet, which I pay money for to watch my movies or whatever the fuck I'm watching on Netflix. Before the update, Xbox had me paying, I had to pay three motherfuckers. I had to pay Xbox, I had to pay Netflix, and then I had to pay my fucking cable provider. Whereas when I bought this fucking Samsung Galaxy phone, you know what I had to pay? The phone provider for this shit and the goddamn internet. That's it. It should have been a two-man system. The gaming, for some reason, people are cool with it in gaming. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And this PSN situation is going to get worse. Because now they know that they can get you and you have no other choice now. You fucked yourself. You supported a system that was already flawed to begin with. And now they have no reason to go back. And so what's going to have to happen is that it's going to have to get to the very worst it can possibly get, crash, and then we start over again. Because apparently and granted technically we've been conditioned for years with online. Online was a conditioning that slowly progressed over the generations. Particularly, I'll say the Xbox generation started. The 360 generation really pioneered the fuck out of it. And by the time we got to the PlayStation 4 generation, it was like, yeah, I think we need online is like a necessity at this point. It's funny because we let this shit slide in the moment in which we shouldn't have let it slide. I'll give you an example. People were so fucking mad about that fucking Xbox One DRM shit in 2013, but no one fucking said anything about having to pay for online for Sony. I was like one of the only people I saw actually mentioning it as a thing because people had to like, oh, what's the big deal? It's just like Xbox. It wasn't right when Xbox did it either, you idiots. That was the fucking point I was making. And now it's just a progressive abuse of the system, because now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move into all three console manufacturers making you pay for online. And some of you would go, "Oh well, I don't see the problem because we're paying for premium features." Like what? Oh, party chat? Oh, okay. So, and I can use Sony's brand of party chat because I fucking bought my required PlayStation Plus fucking premium price, when on PC and even on my phone I don't have to pay for the app. I could download a Skype or a Discord app and not pay shit. Whereas if I can, and yeah, it's like, oh well, Skype and other talking software is on Xbox and PlayStation 2. Yeah, but considering I have to pay to use the party chat feature and also pay for online and games, and that's the other thing that's an issue. Some games have marketed to the point where most games are only played for online. You're telling me that, and the companies realize this. Okay, look, this is what all I have to do. I make you pay for online, so when you buy these games, you're forced to get it. Like they already know, when a Call of Duty game's coming out, there's gonna be an influx of sales for their online service again, because some people won't get the fucking online service until like Call of Duty or Madden or like any fighting game like Street Fighter comes out, because those are the games that are played the most on fucking line. You see how the system is worked now? You force me to pay you to get online to play half of these games that are geared towards online. It's like you're getting fucked from both sides. I already got to spend $60 on the fucking game. Now I got to spend extra money on this fucking service just to truly enjoy the full experience of the game that I bought for $60. Whereas last generation I could do the same thing and not be forced to pay. It's fucking stupid. If you want to give me a premium option, I'm cool with that. That's why I'm hoping to God, and that's why I'm not okay with Nintendo charging for online. Because the moment Nintendo charges, we're done. That's it. We're fucked. Because at that point, there will be no other person to kind of... I want the NX to do well, and I want it to have free online. Because then they'll be... People got to... This is what I understand. People are like, I love competition. Then do not put yourself in a situation in which we're cool with this. And now what people will end up doing, as of right now, is just buying more of Xbox Live than buying PlayStation Plus. Or as I said before, buying a ridiculous influx of PlayStation Plus shit now before the price changes. So great, you've fallen into the fucking trap. And I understand some of you don't really give a damn. But this is just the point, and honestly, this has very little likelihood of changing. It's just shit that bugs me, because people are getting so mad, but they're still going to pay for it. I have like no intent. It's one of the reasons why. It's part of the reason why I'm not in a rush to jump into the PlayStation 4 generation. I've actually started playing on my PC more often, because I do not want to support that practice, because I know what it leads to, and it's already been slowly leading to it. To me, the 360 pioneered it, and Sony said, "Look, I think we can do it at this point and get away with it," and that's exactly what they did. They fucking got away with it. Now, this also hurt because Microsoft has the best of the three online services. Therefore, when you set the standard, you therefore can make the rules. So Sony didn't even make the rules for online. They just followed Microsoft's example, and now everything's cool. So people will start bitching about, from what I understand, it's about the same price now as Xbox Live. So now Sony is making even more money off of one of their fastest selling consoles, with an online system that now forces you to pay, that makes you pay more than you were a few months ago. And guess what? It's only going to get worse. The mandatory installs are fucking bullshit. This is how the fucking industry works. We're literally setting ourselves up for the fall. But we just haven't gotten to the fall yet. Which is fucking dumb, but people will still sit there and act like, oh, well, this is perfectly fine. I have no problem paying for online. I have no problem with mandatory installs. Because what are you going to do? Stop playing games? You're not a real gamer if you're not playing games on multiple consoles. You're a fucking fanboy if you only play on Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft. You got to pay on all three or on PC or some shit. And I'm just like, look, this is the thing. These are the issues with each of these fucking consoles, and the PSN thing isn't going to get any better. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And why? because you let it slide back in the 360 era where it wasn't okay to make me pay for online. And we went an entire console generation where Xbox locked you out of every fucking thing. Don't you find that kind of ridiculous? The Xbox didn't let you use things like Netflix and shit until this generation. Which means when the 360 came out back in 2005, it took them at least... The Xbox One came out in 2013. So it took them at least 7 years. At least. And I know it was longer than that. It was probably like another fucking year after that. So I probably would say it took at least 8 years. 7 to 8 years before they got their shit together. And then people had to like it was a fucking accomplishment. It was the same stupid shit that happened when they announced backwards compatibility. Oh, you mean the thing that the original PlayStation did, PlayStation 3 did, and the Wii and the Wii U did? Oh, that and then what kind of backwards compatibility is it? Oh, it's do you see the problem that's happened with this industry? The fact that people are getting excited about features that we've had in consoles before. People got so excited about backwards compatibility for the Xbox One, and I'm sitting there with my Wii U and like all 50 of my Wii games going, are you fucking joking? How is that an accomplishment? I'd be like, about fucking time. It's the same thing that'll happen when Nintendo finally gets a proper like voice chat and online system. People aren't gonna go, whoa, Nintendo's the best, Nintendo 183. Niggas gonna be like, about fucking time. About fucking time, Nintendo. It took, welcome to 2000, what was it? Like 2005 or 2004, 2003. People be like, congrats, Nintendo, you finally made it to 2003. And I'm be sitting there going, so you won't do the, so you know how this is gonna end, and you're still gonna play this fucking game. And that's essentially what's going on with this PSN situation. People will sit there and eventually will be cheering for the PS3's split up system again. Eventually it'll come full circle and we'll be like, oh guys, we're offering you a free version and we're offering you a paid version. And people will be in the Sony crowd like, woo! Sony, you're so nice to crib giving us options. Thanks, Sony, for giving us options. And I'll be in there in the back being like, we had this a generation ago. Why is this okay? It's because it's not, but we'll think it is. Well, the stupid people will. It's sad that this is how it's gonna go. This is why I'm not cool with this shit. I'm not cool. That's why I'm not cool with paying. I have yet to pay for an online gaming service. If I'm gonna pay for a subscription, and some of you might even bring up the argument that, well, you have to pay for stuff like World of Warcraft. Yeah, I have to pay for a game, not the entire online infrastructure of a console. That's the thing about the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I'm not paying to play online with a game. I'm paying to play online with any of my games. Why am my console locked out of playing online? I spend $60 on a game, I spend $400 on a console, and I spend however much I pay a month on internet, and I gotta pay the console manufacturer again just to play the $60. It's literally like on disc. It's like on disc DLC hardware edition. People don't like it when shit that's already on the disc is being ripped out and being charged as extra. So why are people cool with the online functionality we know that the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One have being ripped out and being charged as an extra feature? This shit wasn't cool with fucking, people didn't like it on games, but people don't, fine, it's consoles. That's what I don't understand when people want to sit there and bitch about fucking DRM, and yet you're cool with this shit. This seems a little fucking hypocritical to me. I don't know, maybe I'm fucking stupid. Please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. This has been the Zen Game Free. Life's a gameplay to win. Peace out, man. This is what we do, gaming industry. This is what we do. This is what we do.